If you're in the staffing industry, you know there's this constant battle against chaos, right? The chaos of trying to juggle a dozen different software tools just to get the job done. Well, today, we're diving into the huge shift away from that fragmented mess and into these single, all-in-one platforms. And to do that, we're going to use a system called Pejtic as our guide to see how all those pieces can finally start fitting together. So, let's kick things off with a question that probably hits a little close to home for a lot of you. Why is running a staffing agency so, well, chaotic? And more often than not, the answer is hiding in the tech stack. You've got one system for tracking applicants, a totally different one for your clients, a third for HR, and oh yeah, another tool just for billing. It's just a constant struggle to keep everything talking to each other. And this visual, wow, it just lays it all out, doesn't it? On the left, you've got the old way, that fragmented workflow. You see your applicant tracking system, your CRM, HR, and billing software all trying to communicate. But look at those arrows. It's a tangled mess where data gets lost and duplicated. But then, on the right, you have the new way, this unified platform where everything connects cleanly to one central hub. I mean, the difference between these two is just night and day. And that really gets to the heart of the problem, what we're calling the staffing agency juggle. It's this constant act of keeping all these different systems up in the air at once. And you know what happens when you juggle too much, right? Things get dropped, data gets dropped, errors start piling up, and you lose a massive amount of efficiency. Your information is trapped in all these different silos, and nobody has a single clear picture of what's really going on. So what's the fix? Well, it's a unified platform. Let's really dig into this idea and use Pejtic as our case study to see exactly how these systems are built to finally end that juggling act for good. All right, so how does a platform like this actually connect everything? It's a great question. While there are a ton of features packed in here, we can actually break it all down into three main pillars that cover, well, pretty much the entire workflow of a staffing agency. Okay, pillar one is talent management, and this is the absolute heart and soul of any staffing agency. We're talking about a built-in applicant tracking system, your ATS, that manages the whole hiring process. But it's way more than just basic tracking. It uses things like AI to help match the right candidates to the right jobs, and it even has a special module for bench sales, which is a total game changer for placing your own employees who are between projects. So once you've hired someone, we move right into pillar two, project and employee operations. This is everything that happens next, from making the whole onboarding process super simple to managing all their documents in one secure place. And then you've got the day-to-day stuff, like assigning tasks for specific projects and, this is crucial, letting them submit their timesheets for approval right inside the same system. And that smoothly brings us to our third and final pillar, client and financial management. This is the business side of the house. It's your CRM, where you manage all your client and vendor relationships. But here's where it gets really, really smart. Because those timesheets from pillar two are already in the system, the platform can automatically create perfectly accurate invoices based on the approved hours. Think about that. No more manual data entry, no more chasing down numbers. It just works. Okay, so we've covered what the platform does, which is a lot. But its real power, the secret sauce, is in how it presents all this information. This is where we get into an absolutely crucial idea for both ease of use and security, the power of roles. This whole thing is built on a principle called role-based access control, or, RBAC for short. The core idea is brilliantly simple. The platform shouldn't be a one-size-fits-all dashboard that overwhelms everyone. Instead, RBAC customizes the entire view for each user. So when you log in, you only see the tools and data that you actually need to do your job. It's cleaner, it's more focused, and it's way more secure. Let's see this in action, because this is where it clicks. A recruiter logs in, bam, they see candidates and open jobs. That's it. An employee logs in, they just see their own profile and timesheets. A project manager gets a view of their team's tasks and timelines. And then, of course, the super admin, they can see the whole shebang. Every single role gets its own tailored, clutter-free experience. All right, so now that we get how this whole integrated, role-based system actually works, let's bring it all home and really look at the Pejtic difference. How does this unified model truly stack up against that old, clunky, fragmented way of doing things? This table from the source material, it really puts things in black and white. For platform architecture, you've got all-in-one versus fragmented. We've seen that. But look at the application workflow. In Pejtic, it supports over 10 different stages, while traditional tools are much more basic.
And notice the bench sales process is built right in. That's huge and something you just don't see supported elsewhere. And of course, the big one, billing is fully integrated, not some external software you have to patch on.
And this quote just nails it, doesn't it? The goal is to get real organizational control from job posting to payment collection. That kind of complete end-to-end visibility is something you simply cannot have when your data is scattered across 4 or 5 different systems. It's just impossible.
And that really leaves us with one big question to chew on. As our work, our teams, and our projects all become more and more integrated, can the tools we depend on every single day really afford to stay so fragmented?